Marek, it's nearly Christmas. As everybody can
You
tell.
see my Christmas tree, by the way, in the background.
That was what I wanted to mention, everybody, is that the military swords have been joined by the symbol of peace. Christmas tree. Imagine the battle of the yin and the yang there in the background. Is it the yin and the yang? I don't know. I'm mixing all my philosophies up together here, Marek. But it's a time for us to quickly look back at what has been an unusual year, to put it mildly, Marek.
But I'll tell you something, it's been a challenging year. There have been ups and downs, but there have been some really great things that have happened.
And I do think that the experiences that we've all had in every part of the delivery world, right through from the first mile to the last mile, it's almost forced us to innovate and think outside the box in a tough year, because we've had to find solutions very quickly for challenges and issues that we might not have predicted at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. I can't remember in my 30 plus years in the industry any one year where people had to adapt across the board to so many things. And just when they thought it was over, remember after the first wave, it all came back again.
Yeah, so I think it has been an unprecedented year in that respect for the last mile sector. I know unprecedented is a word that's been really overused this year, but for our sector, the change has been largely gradual. There was a bit of a hit for us in the postal sector when what's it called, the GFC, the global financial crisis, where that sort of hit letter volumes, and at the same time we had the introduction of smartphones, which kick-started a lot of e-commerce. Because e-commerce was always bubbling along in the background, but sort of just those sort of two events sort of helped kick-start things. But really, the 2020 has put that in the shade. It's, as I said, it really has forced us to think differently and bring forward a lot of innovations that might have been sort of on the back burner. A great example, Marek, is what our friends in Norway did. Do you remember this? At the beginning of the year, they had to quickly put together, in 5 weeks, Posten, in partnership with the local supermarket Coop, put together a new home delivery service for groceries. Right, something that would ordinarily take months or years, involve trials and interdepartmental committees and all that. They did in 5 weeks.
And there have been lots of examples, Ian, like that. Our pals at InPost in Poland, they've created contactless pickup and delivery to lockers. Not to mention more or less doubling the number of machines, which is just incredible.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot more developments in things like digital ID and how we interact with digital ID in the delivery world, whether it's for collecting a parcel at a locker, at a PUDO, at a post office. I know already I think it's PostNord in Sweden, you can use your digital ID to authorise someone else to collect your delivery. So I could say, I'm going to digitally authorise Marek Różycki to go into the post office to collect my parcel. This year has really accelerated the focus on that sort of thing. And I've been, my heart has been warmed, I suppose, by the way there's been a sense of community in the last mile world as well. There's been a lot of sharing of ideas and a lot of, this cross-pollination of different ideas from different worlds because of the speed at which COVID hit us, whether it was in China, Italy, Western Europe, and then the rest of the world, how each country sort of shared its learnings with other countries. I thought that was really important.
Well, carriers started realizing they have to cooperate and work together on infrastructure and other things if everyone's going to make it through this difficult period. There are also some really nice interactions. Maybe we can show it up. The guys from Same Day had a really nice sort of theme, which was just to keep people upbeat despite these difficult times. So I think it's been a year of intense challenge, but also, as you said, goodwill and much more openness, I think, for people, even sometimes that wouldn't sit together at the table, being competitors, to say, hey, we need to do some stuff together.
And I don't want people to think we're getting all sentimental and gooing at the end of the year, but I want to... Oh, well, a little bit, why not? There was a really good example from InPost, and the team at InPost, they said they found a renewed sense of purpose this year at every level, from the postie through to the CEO, that renewed sense of purpose. And that's important in the postal sector in particular, because we have a community service obligation or a universal service obligation, and the way the post is intertwined with the idea of the state, shall we say. And I know that some people say, well, look, the government and the state and the people, not always the same thing, but there's been a real sense that the post is part of the community. Maybe that's a better way of putting it, Marek. I don't know if you've seen that.
Absolutely. And I think generally at this time, posts and carriers and e-commerce, particularly e-commerce with their own last mile capability, have become not just a retail service, but a community service, because sometimes people were not able to get their medication, food, etc. in any other manner.
And they were indeed deemed to be an essential service, so they were able to be out there. And let's just quickly mention this, Marek. I want to pay tribute to everybody who's involved in actually delivering, whether you're a postie, a courier driver, a gig economy rider, whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are. I salute you because you're putting yourself out there, putting yourself at risk, especially in the early days when people didn't really understand what was the best way to respond, whether it was face masks, sanitizers. The safety equipment wasn't out there necessarily. Contactless delivery hadn't been rolled out everywhere and wasn't properly understood. They were putting themselves at risk. So I salute you if you're a postie, a delivery driver, however you want to classify yourself, and you are out there, whether you're part-time, full-time, casual, I don't care. Well done. Thank you for helping keep the world turning this year.
And I will add all the guys behind the scenes that you don't see in all of the sorting hubs and depots, the sort of, should we say, the unnamed and sort of behind the scenes guys and girls who actually make it happen, because the frontline delivery guy cannot do it, or girl, I should add, without that support.
Oh, and it's been a difficult and challenging year for everybody involved, whether it's a logistics centre, a sorting centre, a fulfilment centre. We've seen plenty of controversy during the year with employees struggling to come to grips with what to do. Employers, even Amazon didn't get it right at first. All right, so there was no playbook. Although some people say there was a playbook, that's another discussion. But we've certainly had to learn very quickly all of these things. And out of all of this, the idea of the last mile profits grew because, well, Marek, we saw that there was a need for this discussion. And so I think just now, if we can just quickly take a moment before we run out of time to say thank you to everybody who's engaged with us over the past, whatever it's been now.
An incredible journey. We had the idea, even now, of course, everyone, before you comment, we could still make the videos better, but the initial ones were really rough and ready.
I edited them, everybody. So it was me learning how to do, or relearning the ancient craft of video editing that I hadn't done for over 20 years. So we learned a lot, and we are looking forward to improving over the next 12 months of what we offer to you. These short videos that we put on LinkedIn and on YouTube, and the webinars that we've been doing for various clients. We've had some huge response to the webinars that we've done, Marek. Lots of people signing up and being involved, and the interactivity has been great as well.
Absolutely. The highlight, I would say, has to be the one with Rafael, the InPost one, where we had a full house. We thought that 500 people, you cannot possibly not have space. And actually, a day before, we already had a full house.
Yeah.
There are a few wee challenges with Zoom, not letting everybody in.
But we've learned our lessons there. Zoom's certainly learnt its lessons, and we've had lots of people watch the webinars after the fact. Thousands of views of our videos and webinars. I've got the exact figure to hand right now, but it's quite impressive. So do subscribe to us on either LinkedIn or YouTube or both. Marek, a quick thank you to you for embracing this concept when I first rang you up and said, let's do this. And certainly it's grown, and your expertise has been central to making it all happen. So thank you, Marek.
Well, if we're all going to be nice, so thank you, of course. I think we make a great team. Hopefully people like the style. The idea that we had is that we want to inform but make it interesting. So please, though, it's dependent on your input. So guys and girls, tell us, do you want us to do things differently? Can we do it smarter, better? We really enjoy it. The most important thing, a lot of what we do, in fact, the majority of our work is pro bono. And the way you can really help us keep it free for you is please like, comment, subscribe. That will allow us to do even more for you.
So yes, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the above, because we've run out of time, Marek, again. So, well, why not? If it's our last video for the year, we may as well be consistent and make the last one run over time as well. Thank you, Marek. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time. Well, you'll see us. We won't see you on The Last Mile Profits.